Welcome back to the second hour of 8 Bits. I'm DJ Wheat, joined as always by itmeJP. We have, lost? We've lost Jeff.
It's accurate. He's gone.
Dropped off the interwebs, yes. No, he had a work call, so he could only spend an hour with us this morning, but we thank him for taking some time out. Nice to hear that he got those consoles. I know that he was trying to get his hands on, so he's equipped, JP. He's ready.
Yeah. For those no games out right now.
I know.
We'll get them all in March. March will be like, yay, we got new consoles.
It's so great. I'm glad I've had this now.
And then April he'll be like, fuck, there's no games.
It could happen.
I don't know what the next big month is for the consoles after March, so we'll see.
Well, of course, then E3 is going to be the hallmark of what will happen in 2014.
That's true. Like, that's actually a good point. Like, this next E3 is probably even more important. Like, last year's E3 was important because we got to see consoles, but this one we actually get to see why you want a console, right?
Right.
So,
yeah, I mean, because honestly, the announcement and the hype of the consoles themselves was really great.
Yeah.
But
and there's a lot of back and forth, a lot of bullshit drama that happened that helped with promotion and all that stuff.
Right. Yeah, you're right. And that actually did make a huge difference. But, like, it has to be about the games next time, right? It has to be about the games. So,
I think I don't know why we're talking about this, but the most interesting thing is, like, what is Nintendo going to do or say or announce that, like, gets people back on board? 100%. Right now, I think everyone's kind of like teetering because, like, they've got the dominant software, but the hardware is just not there.
It's got to be that new Zelda game. It's got to be something,
but
maybe
if they
it
come
has
out
to be a triple threat. Maybe it has to be the new Zelda game, the new Metroid game, the new Star Fox game.
Yeah.
All Wii U. I don't know, man.
I think the one thing they just got to do is release a Zelda that has no motion control bullshit, and it's just a fucking Zelda game. And then I think they win. But we'll see. We'll see.
So we're going to talk a little bit about, and man, I don't know, the new version of XSplit is like making my cam in slow-mo.
Are you running 1080p?
No.
Oh, I don't know.
Nope, 720. I don't know either, man. It's just slow and not doing its thing. So Pokemon MMO, like, that would be the killer app for all of video gaming.
Came out, it was just like, we're making Pokemon MMO. And then they just drop the mic, and it's just everyone in the audience like freaking out for 30 minutes, and that's the conference.
Yeah.
We're making Pokemon MMO, and this is the only where to play it right here. This one TV and one controller is the only place to play it.
By the way,
we're
revitalizing the NES hardware, and it will be an 8-bit game.
Exactly.
We'll be re-releasing the NES with internet capability. It'll be awesome.
Exactly. So there's not too much news this week. I mean, there was the PlayStation Now out of CES, which honestly I didn't really read too much on. Did you happen to check that out?
Yeah. And here I'll bring up a little. So announced at CES, PlayStation Now. People are, in fact, here's a hands-on review of it right here. So the PlayStation Now is essentially the ability to play all PlayStation software over Gaikai, which is the cloud system that Sony they acquired, I guess you could say, yeah. So basically, it is like what was the one that was trying to make a big splash? Damn it, what was the
On Live?
On Live, right? Kind of like On Live, same thing. But you're like, oh, hey, let me choose from one of these 50 bazillion PlayStation 1 games and then play it that way, or PlayStation 2 or PlayStation 3. What's interesting about this to me, JP, is that it really starts to answer some of the questions about backwards compatibility.
Exactly.
And involving Sony, because we've all said, like, hey, when are we going to get to play this or this or this backwards compatible? Now, I still believe that PlayStation 3 will see disc backwards compatibility in the future. I'd like to hope, but I think that this is the answer for PlayStation 1, Vita, PSP, PlayStation 2 titles that you want to play. So, I mean, what do you think about it? So far, people said, "Hey, it works like it's supposed to." I like, what else do I say?
The one thing that I, I don't know if more I don't know how the best way to describe it. I want to see it work, I guess is the best way. Like they've said it's going to work. I want to actually see it work is that it's going to allow full streaming of games to your compatible PlayStation devices, which of course include PS4, PS3, PlayStation Vita, as well as, and this is what I'm interested in, non-PlayStation devices,
Right.
beginning with 2014 Bravia TV models and expanding to numerous other internet-connected devices.
Yeah, like tablets,
So
smartphones.
does that mean that if I own a PS4, that I can stream it to a Bravia 2014 model TV that's downstairs, that's not connected to it in any way,
Yes.
that I could pull it through? Like if that's working and
Yeah.
that's an actual thing, like holy shit, Microsoft, you guys need to get something like this announced fast because that is huge. And especially if it works right out of the box and there's
Yep.
no hiccups, like that's huge, man. That
Yeah.
that's I don't see.
It's
Then the backlog is endless, right?
it,
Because you have
right.
every title that
Right.
Sony's ever released.
And it's gonna it's I mean the biggest question not question but I mean the biggest hurdle that they're gonna have is the Gaikai service good enough
Oh yeah,
to support this, because I think that if it's not, this is more of a, dreams of the future. We have flying cars. We can also
right.
play the entire PlayStation library on our TV.
Right.
So that's a big what if. I think it's a big what if.
I knew that it was coming and that it was being announced because they had teased it and talked about it. Kind of. The last time we actually heard about this was actually their initial conference.
Yeah,
The
well,
initial
yeah, because
conference.
they'd already talked about, hey, we've
Yeah,
got Gaikai, we've got all this
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So yeah,
It's like the rebranded version of it. So.
yeah.
So yeah, well, there's 1,001 questions that we'll have to have answered, or they need to answer, or we'll just have to have actual working demos of this before
Right.
we really know. But
Yeah.
what they have promised sounds really, really, really cool.
So, I mean, if the technology works, based off of what you're saying, assuming it's a good experience, you could see yourself maybe going back and playing some older titles, or at least using the technology
Oh yeah,
like the way you suggested.
yeah. I mean, I would love to. I've got a handful of PS3 games over there. Puppeteer I never finished. Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 remix, which I still could play, but I don't want to hook up my PS3. The Uncharted series, I think, is like that'll probably get if they like
Yeah,
release
because
that as a triple pack or something, like that'll sell well. I think there's a lot of games that
now
Shadow
I'm
of the Colossus
curious
might go.
on how
But
much, like, will I be able to get a subscription on top of my PlayStation Plus?
right,
Will my
like
PlayStation
how does it work?
Plus allow me to? Yeah, that's something I feel like I need to know.
We'll see. I hope they're not like cash grabbing it, so it's like play Shadow of the Colossus for $30. No, I don't
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
first time.
Yeah,
We'll
and it
see.
might
We'll
be.
see.
It might be. All right.
But apart from that, like CES was pretty quiet. There wasn't anything to come out of it,
Yeah, nothing that
game
like.
wise at least. But
Yeah. Oh, and yeah, I mean, it usually isn't like a huge gamer thing. Usually,
yeah,
Razer had some new stuff.
Watching-
AMD has the free G-Sync shit. Did you see
what
that?
is that? No,
I
what
don't
is that?
know, but they're claiming that they're doing the same thing that G-Sync is doing with software or something. I don't know, or without
It's
additional
called what?
hardware.
Free.
FreeSync or something.
Oh,
Here, let me see if I can find it real quick.
I have not heard about that.
AMD FreeSync.
I watched the
AMD Sync. What is it? Sync. Quick Sync.
oh yeah, that
Okay,
was
here we go. Here we go.
people are bringing up a good point before you jump into that. People are saying that it's going to be 5 MB
Right.
required, which there was a pretty big distinction between 5M lowercase b and not 5M capital B. Obviously, those are two different measurements, but uh, I don't think that's too much. I think it's kind of high, but obviously, what they're doing, you're gonna have to have some fucking internet in there. You can't do it on dial-up or equivalent speeds. So,
Huh.
but what is this
All
free?
right, so it's AMD FreeSync, and AMD basically claims, hey, we can do the exact same thing that G-Sync is doing with variable or like dynamic refresh rates with our FreeSync. NVIDIA apparently rebutted and said, no, you can't do that. The hardware, the hardware obviously is going to make this happen. Standalone monitors don't just have the ability to do it. This has to do with like the memory buffer on the card, et cetera, et cetera. So, a little bit of maybe some penis waving, I think.
Yeah,
But it looks like NVIDIA has said, yeah, that's cute. You're adorable. But
sure. I watched the NVIDIA conference. They showed a little bit of the Unreal 4 engine running on Tegra K1, which is like their new mobile chip. And if that's what mobile games look like in the future, you're gonna have a fucking great time.
dude, mobile games already look amazing, man.
No,
Like,
no,
yeah,
but this is like holy
yeah,
shit.
they're
That looks
getting better.
incredible on a mobile.
They're getting absolutely amazing for sure.
Yeah. And then, but the conference was really weird. They didn't talk about desktop too much. They talked about G-Sync. That was kind of the big thing.
Yep.
And that they're having a lot more brands on board in the future. I think Asus is deploying theirs right away, or
Yeah, I
it
think
might already be
they're
out.
like the key. I
Yeah,
think they're one of the big ones behind it.
I think it might already be out. And then Nvidia's doing a bunch of stuff with cars, like just a ton of stuff with cars. Like they're even making
Let's see, top
what
CES.
am I trying to say? Realistic like speedometers and stuff that's going to replace the dash.
Oh, I'm
It's
looking
all
right
like,
now. I'm looking at the best of CS 2014 from PC
there you go.
World. Let's see, best Android tablet. Okay, don't
It's just
care.
more tablet nonsense.
Best
And
Windows tablet. Don't care.
see, I feel like CES has kind of lost its mystique because all these other bigger companies now just do their own conferences. Like Apple announces everything in an Apple conference, and Nvidia has done a couple of stuff on their own. They had that thing in Montreal where I think they released or announced G-Sync. They had Carmack and all the big head honchos there.
Oh yeah, the Steam machines, which I hear are really expensive. Some can be. The Project Christine is kind of cool. Did you
I
see that?
saw that. That's all prototype, right? There's nothing coming
Yeah,
from that.
all the shit that comes from Razor's Eyes prototype, but they usually do build it. It's an interesting concept, right? Especially for people
It
who
looks cool.
like if I want to be a PC enthusiast, but I don't know how to build a PC, this is kind of like the step in between, right?
Yeah.
Because I can still quote unquote install my components. All of the different aspects here are proprietary, but you still plug your shit in as you normally would to a computer. So, I don't know, I just find it quite interesting.
The whole Steam machine stuff, to jump to that, like I don't know, man. That seems like a fucking bunch of hot mess. Like it's
It's
so
like
confusing. There's like 20 Steam machine people come. Like I don't know. I wish that there was more. Uh, Not planning. Just
oh
why are there 20
nice.
different machines?
Let
I
me
guess is
just
what I'm
see.
getting at. Like
The best printer, MakerBot Replicator Mini Combat 3D printer. I bet 3D printing was pretty big there.
probably. What was the best TV? Oh, the Vizio 120-inch. Well, oh,
Yeah.
you passed it too much.
Yeah.
Got to
I
get a
mean,
lot of
it's
those
like nothing that.
curved displays is what I want to see.
What's this guy? Canon PowerShot N100. That looks pretty funky.
Oh, it's a camera.
The Linksys Alien router. Linksys WRT 1900 AC, man.
I've always been confused by like special routers. Like why did they
Dude, actually, I used to be confused too, JP, but you want to know something? I've got like 40 devices in my house using a router that just
Yeah.
frankly a standard home router cannot
Oh, cannot support. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I see that. I see that. But yeah, apart from that, CES was kind of tame, or not relevant to gaming is probably the best way to say
Yeah,
it.
there was actually nothing on there that really made me all get it hot and bothered.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
So, some other news. I guess games that came out this week. We don't typically talk about that too much because we're usually just playing them, and that's where we talk about them. But Metal Gear Solid Revengeance came out this week on the PC. Um,
Oh yeah, I read some stuff about it kind of being having some hits and misses, I guess you could say.
yeah, there were some issues with I think it having to be always online and things like that. Haven't read into it too much because I played that on the 360. And if you guys have not played it and you only have a PC, definitely pick it up. I think that just the game alone is worth it. And from what I can tell, I don't think there's any gigantic issues. Um, yeah, so apparently they came out with an update this morning.
Octodad comes out in 20 days.
That's big news.
Oh fuck. Sorry,
Let's
I
just
didn't
stop
mean
the
to.
show and talk about Octodad.
Sorry, go ahead. What were you saying?
No. Just the stuff with Metal Gear Solid Revengeance that was messed up on the PC apparently is fixed now.
Oh
According
yeah. Okay.
so, Octodad's a pretty good game, I
Damn,
think.
dude. Now that I'm looking at Octodad, well, I don't know about Lightning Returns Final Fantasy 13, but
That's gotten like pissed. That got like
yeah, sevens and shit over here.
fucking
But
terrible.
Castlevania 2 in
What is
45
that?
days.
Oh, that's in February.
Yeah,
Oh,
Thief.
February's not a bad month then. I thought February was
February,
good. Shit.
Lego Movie video game, South Park, Stick of Truth, Dark Souls 2.
South Park's March. That's all March though.
Oh, I am in March now. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. March is a big month.
What about the indie dev article that you pasted?
Yeah, so we can talk about that.
And then we'll open the phones.
I forgot who I should credit for this initial tweet. One of the game journos that I follow on Twitter. It wasn't the writer. Or no. Actually, I found this on NeoGAF. There's a thread on NeoGAF because the game dev that it's talked the game developer of Cook Serve Delicious, which is a PC title. I think it's on actually a lot of different platforms now. Was a NeoGAF commenter, and they had a thread on there. He's got an article up on Gama Sutra, and they're talking about indie game sales, and they kind of go through the lifetime from creation to idea to predicting sales, considering the mobile market and how all that works. And the really interesting part to me is I almost feel like you should just go read the article because the way that it's revealed is beautifully written. It's I was actually like I kept wanting to read more because he kept it wasn't just a number. He kept like leading up to
Right.
that number.
Right.
in
And
the
talked
article.
about like how you get these numbers and like
Yeah.
how frequently they're updated. And I mean,
And it
just
reminded me of like YouTube and Twitch where you're just like one like you don't know till like the day after or the couple days
right.
after like you earned. But
So,
what were we gonna go
well,
on
I was
about?
just going to say, the gist of the article is about the power of, in my opinion, it actually speaks a lot to the power of the PC in general.
Right.
Like he talked about this was an app that was released on mobile. It was released in the App Store. They tried unsuccessfully to put it on things like the Samsung Play Store and some other sort of like weird offbeat sort of, I guess Kindle and that sort of thing. And it didn't really have quite the same reception. So they were seeing that on the iPhone and on the iPad, that's where a majority of their revenue was coming from. The
Right.
story then goes on to tell about how he basically, unbeknownst to him, got greenlit before the game was even
That's the
done.
craziest thing.
Right? Yeah.
It's like this stuff just happens and they have like no control over
No
it. It just
control.
happens.
So which he was like, okay, well, this could be good. I'm going to put a lot of time and effort into it. The story then goes on to talk about how it did initially, but then what happened during a Steam flash sale. And this guy, has certainly been successful with this game as a result, and now sets himself up for another game. But it is really awesome, JP, because this is not a success story that you heard 10 years ago. And
Right.
it's partially has to do with Steam, and it partially has to do with like the existence of open and general discussion by the gaming community in many different forms, whether this be in Twitch chat, whether this be on NeoGAF or on Reddit or whatever. People will find these and be like, hey, this game is $2, worth it, $2.79, whatever. That sort of whole discovery process of games is also, I think, a part of this success. And it's really inspiring to read this stuff, like you said. Yeah.
Yeah, and to get into the actual numbers of it, prior to him being greenlit, which, like we were saying, he had no control over, I think his lifetime sales were 15,000. And then it launched on Steam, and he was very calculated with how he launched it. He watched other people launch before him that were greenlit at the same time. And let's see. Oh, no. In one day, on the first day that his game launched on Steam, he made 15,000 in gross sales, which is almost as much as he made in the entire previous year on PC, Mac, and Linux for Cook Serve Delicious. In 2 days, he surpassed that. In 1 week, he had made over 50,000 in gross revenue, more than he did in the last 3 years as a game maker and barista, which is crazy to begin with. His family couldn't believe it. He couldn't believe it. And he goes on to talk about a little bit more. And then he starts the very interesting. I don't know why I find this fascinating, but he goes on to talk about the Steam sales and the Flash sales. And I thought that all of this was set up behind the scenes and that game devs knew. But apparently Flash sales are chosen, and maybe at the bigger levels they actually do know. But
it sounds like you submit, right? Like, hey, I would like to be a Steam sale for this price. And then Steam just selects them.
right, because he says he woke up one morning in December to a mess of Twitter replies. His game at 4 a.m. that morning had been chosen for a Flash sale during the Steam Winter Sale at 75% off. And he had no control over that. That was like news to him. He didn't know what it was going to be. It was 75% off. Like, is that going to be too little? I think the game was originally $10, so it was for $250, I think is what it was. And he kept trying to look at his sales data and it wouldn't update. He thought that it just wasn't selling, but it was actually the fact that Steam froze on him and it wasn't updating because there was too much happening.
Right.
And he ended up looking at it later in the day because it was so lagged on his mobile device somewhere or his iPad somewhere. I forgot where he says, at a Starbucks or some shit. And he looked at it and it said $6,000 sold. And he's like, okay, well that's pretty good for a game that it's been out for a long, long time. I wasn't expecting to do it. And the article is but then he realizes that was just for the first hour. He goes on and as he reveals more and more information that he had sold 20,000 copies in 8 hours, which equals $50,000 gross.
And that's incredible.
And that his previous game, had yet to break 1,000 copies sold in the last 3 years alone. And so all in all, he made, I think it's $130,000 on this game.
Yep.
And then 90% of that is from Steam.
And he said that it took him 20,000 to make.
Yeah. Yeah.
Give it, and then of course he said he quit his job. So this is important because it meant he's going to make his second game. But
yeah,
really quite awesome.
Go read the article though. It does a better way narratively of speaking.
I'll paste it also.
It's over at Gamasutra. But yeah, I'm happy for the guy. The game's actually great. I saw Lethal Frag playing it one day on his stream. But that stuff just fascinates the hell out of me. When I saw that, I was actually man, I should make a video game. And then I was wait a minute, I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah, then you realize
Let's not do that.
How tough that can actually be.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So,
all right,
that was a cool story.
We're gonna open up the phone lines too, so you can reach us either by telephone 909-581-8519, or you can Skype us at DJ Wheat. And anything and everything. Maybe there was an article that caught your eyes, some news that's been going around, a game upcoming. We'll take any of your calls about pretty much anything. This weekend, I do hope to finish up Call of Duty, damn it, Kalawara's Gunslinger. which I've definitely am very happy to have grabbed that. But also, I got to say, kind of exciting because family sharing is now out of beta and in the hands of everyone, and so I have
What
activated that for Mini.
is it? I I thought that I couldn't get it to work. Is where I'm going with this. I thought that the only thing that was available was that it's still the same PC. Like you can't share
You
PC
know
to
what?
PC, right?
I'll explain it and say let's take our first call, and then I'll
Okay.
explain because I also was like, wait, what the fuck? How do you do
I
this?
was
So
very confused. Yeah.
let's take our first call. We've got Peachy Pixel, the guy that made me play Super Ghouls and Ghost this past weekend. So Peachy, what's up,
So,
man?
sorry about that, man.
That's no, it's all good. I had a blast.
Hey, GP. Um,
Hey,
First of all, I want to say, Xbox turn off, confirm.
you're not on speakers today, so it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Damn it! I was so
Also,
close.
it has to be on in the first place, so you'd have to say the words that would turn it on.
You're just ruining me here. I want to talk about Steambox. I mean, it's quite obvious that, well, arguably obvious that consoles are floundering. What have Steambox got to do to, take over the market?
The Steambox thing is interesting to me, you guys, because like first off, if you're gonna buy a console, you're looking at it and you're like $500, like that's already expensive as shit. Like oh my god,
Yeah.
you know. So then you're like, well, maybe I need to get on this whole master race PC thing and look at one of these Steambox. Oh my, wait, what the hell? Like $1,000 to $6,000? Ah, I guess I'll go back to my console.
Yeah, totally.
At the same time, you've got the PC enthusiasts who are like, $6,000? Fuck you. I'll build my own goddamn Steam box.
Yep.
And then I'm just like, who are buying these things?
That's where I'm at, man. I don't know, like Valve really has to like rein in. I felt like CES was this. Everyone went to CES and like, we've got a Steam box, come buy it and look at our Steam box. And then everyone else was like, shit, 20 companies have a Steam box. What the fuck? What am I supposed to do? Like, which one's better? What's really what's going on here? And then Valve's probably like back at home and they're just like, God fucking damn it, this OS still is like a piece of shit right now. Like we gotta work on this. Like I don't it seems very it seems like the early days of Steam where the idea is there and it sounds great, but it's just not it doesn't make sense right now.
Well,
People-
originally, didn't they have 3 tiers?
I think that was the plan. I don't it's been all over the place. I don't really know.
There's about 17 tiers now or something. It's ridiculous.
Something like that, yeah.
But they've got that £500 price point, which is bang on the consoles. If they can provide something that is as powerful, more powerful maybe, then surely that's it. Game over. GG.
Well, I haven't looked at those $500 machines.
Here,
Do you
this
know
is
what
a
type
good
of hardware
page.
is in there?
Okay, wow.
Well,
Here we
the
go.
specs are kind of all over the place. I've
Here we
seen listings for an i5 with a 760, which will blow an Xbox One out of the water. I don't know about a PS4.
Right. Yeah, I mean that's not for $500. That's not bad. That's definitely kind of almost getting out of current gen PC hardware pretty soon. Like
If they could sorry.
go ahead. No, go
If
ahead.
they could provide a gaming rig with 670 for that kind of money, I'm a PC owner, but I would totally buy one and root it. Put Windows on there and have it as a desktop machine.
I
Yeah.
get the impression by looking at some of the Steambox stuff is that they still don't even have final specs and prices for a lot of this
No,
stuff.
they don't seem to.
And the other thing too is it's interesting. I'm not sure that any of these actually appeal to me except for maybe this iBuyPower one, as sort of I want this at my entertainment center, like because it looks like it fits.
The iBuy is one of the 500 price points, I think.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
It is.
Also, what the fuck? What? How can Falcon Northwest charge $6,000 and just slap the Steambox thing on it? Like, what the hell is in that system?
Well, I'm sure it's like top.
Is it
of
like
line
3
everything.
Titans and like
Look,
$1,000
6
Intel PC?
terabytes of storage with 16
Holy
gigabytes
shit.
of RAM. You want to download the fucking entire Steam library? You can.
Yeah, that's kind of
Falcon
crazy.
Northwest Tiki, get yours now.
A lot of these have the 6 gig Titans in them, which I don't think is the best. Like, why are they not just putting 780 Ti's in them? They're cheaper and better.
Yeah, don't the TIs outperform the Titans now on certain
Yeah,
things?
yeah, they do.
It's going to be
I don't know.
interesting to see how much this actually sells and moves, and how. The other thing too is that will this just kick off a homebrew mentality where people are like,
Right.
all right, I've seen
Well,
the
I think that's
offering.
what Valve wants.
Really?
Like,
That would be
Yeah.
awesome. The prices would
They're-
shoot down.
they're fine with, like, obviously they're fine with companies like slapping their name to stuff like this, but at the end of the day, like you said, the enthusiasts are just going to build their own and download SteamOS because it's free to download from anywhere. That's what I would do. But
Yeah.
obviously I know like how to put a PC together. It's not hard, but it's daunting for a lot of people. So I understand what
Kinda-
they're trying to do.
It kind of reminds me of the old 8-bit MSX, I think it is. They had a couple of different suppliers, but they had
Yeah.
this basic spec that they were aiming at.
Huh. I
But
don't know.
it was a bit more together. There was certain levels, like tiers, like Valve originally said there was going to be. But now
Right.
that seems to have gone out the window because corporations have been all corporation-y, wanting to make money.
Well, time
Which,
will,
that's what corporations do.
time will
Sure,
tell. That is
sure.
exactly what they do. So, all right, Peachy. Thank you for your call, man.
Thanks, guys.
All
Bye.
right, take care. All right, so you can reach us 909-581-8519 or hit me up on Skype, DJ Wheat. So really quickly, let's talk about the Steam family sharing stuff.
Yeah, but it's not. I couldn't get it to work. I don't think it's
So,
working.
It's working. So here's what I had to do, right? Like I was thinking I was just going to be able to add MiniWheat's username to like my thing.
I can't even
and
get to
then
that menu.
So no, okay. I'm opening up Steam. I go to
You go to settings.
settings, yes, and then family. And then
So all
under,
that's there for me is manage family options. That's all that's available.
see, I have family sharing underneath it.
Do I need to like reboot Steam or something? I've like restarted
You
the past.
do need the update here. Let me see. Let me just bring it up here.
Because like the reason that I'm interested in this is not because I have a kid that no one knows about. It's the fact that I want multiple accounts for DayZ so that stream snipers can't find my ID.
Oh, nice. Good call. Well, once you have family sharing, you probably just need to find an article that's like, how do I enable family sharing? Once you have family sharing here, then what you do is nothing. You basically go to another PC that you want to authorize it on,
Right.
and you log into that PC and then authorize it from there. So I had to go to Minnie's PC, log in as myself.
Oh, you do have that shit open. What the fuck?
What?
People are saying I might need to download the beta Steam, the beta client.
don't know.
I bet
It
you
just-
that's what it is.
It's
Do you have the beta client?
I don't know.
Which version of Steam are
I do not tell about Steam. I have Steam package version 13891295507.
Oh boy, that means nothing to me.
We'll go to your help about
Oh yeah. There you go. Look at you being all smart and shit.
13891295507.
I have mine just says Steam client application build January 7th, 2014. It doesn't have the actual numbers.
Man, what is wrong with your Steam?
I don't know, dude. Steam API version 0.12.
Yeah, that's what I had too.
Steam package versions. It's got all the package. I don't know, man.
Maybe you have to opt into the beta.
That's just you just joined the group, right?
Yeah.
I did that. I don't know, man.
Go to beta options and go to opt into the Steam client beta. There you go. All right,
Go
I'll
to-
take another call. You keep on fishing.
All right.
we
Live text support.
We got area code 920. Hello, welcome to 8-Bits. What's up?
Hey guys, I got a topic here for you. It's kind of a little bit of an older topic,
Okay.
but I'm just wondering what your guys' idea is on like pre-order games, and mainly what I'm talking about is like Rome Total War 2, which came out with all these videos about how great the game's going to be. It actually comes out and it's a pile of shit, and I haven't heard you guys weigh in on this, so I'm just kind of wondering what your guys' thoughts are.
When you say pre-order, you mean just like the idea, the thought of pre-ordering a game without like knowing, or what? I haven't played Rome Total War specifically, so.
Yeah, well, you're lucky. But basically what I'm talking about is how these companies like Creative Assembly and Sega or whatever come out with all these videos, how great this game is, and they get all these pre-order sales, and I bought into it, pre-ordered the game, and then they don't deliver. Like, they came out with a lie. Like, do you have any thoughts on that?
I mean, it's happened. Like, I've been burned before. JP, you've probably been burned, right?
I'm trying to think of what. I've been burned, but I don't know what game it is.
Colonial Marines comes to mind for me in 2013. Pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
Didn't buy it. Was not interested.
Yeah. So like, that's definitely one that I got burned by. You know, it's happened, right? So I guess when this happens, the thing to me is just like, well, you know, shame on me. It won't happen again, right? Like, I'm not going to buy into the third version of this game or any next version. Like, I might be out the money, and I think that's some of the downside of being a gamer, because I've bought plenty of games that I don't like or didn't really play as much as I thought I would. But stuff like that I mean, that's just downright dirty.
Yeah.
Right? And companies do that shit.
I have a question for you, caller. What is it about pre-ordering that makes it worth it to you? Is it just the extra stuff that you get? Is that how they get you? Is that where the incentive is?
Yeah, with Rome Total War, you had the incentive of playing other factions that you couldn't otherwise play as. On top of that, my thought was, I guess I saw the videos like, this looks cool, you know, and I thought, well, they can only go up from the last game, and Shogun was a great game, so I'm like, okay, it's only going to be better. And then and they, you know, had more money into it, and more this, more that, and then this game comes out and flop. So I guess that was kind of my thing.
Why was the game a flop, by the way? I mean, just in your opinion.
There's no AI. Like, you might as well. It's just, there's no AI. You can get into a battle of 4,000 versus 200, and the AI can't figure out how to climb a wall, and you win. Like, it's fun for the new players who haven't played the old Total Wars because, I win every battle, but it's I don't know.
Graphically, it looks quite good. Would you say that?
If you can run it, yeah, the few people that run it that way, yeah.
All right, that's awesome. Yeah, because I'm looking at it like, shit, man, it looks pretty decent, but yeah. It's like, well, my server farm's rendering the first 5% of the game.
Yeah. There was so many problems in the game. It was basically unplayable.
That's too bad. So, well, okay, so before I let you go, I mean, what's your opinion on this, right? Like, you're obviously not going to be like, oh, look, they've announced Total War Rome 3. I'm all over this. Like, does this change your sort of opinion and perception of Sega and CA?
Yeah, I don't know. From what the little I read, it might be maybe a Sega was pushing them to release it before they wanted to type thing. But basically what I'm taking from this is I'm not watching any videos of any games before the game actually comes out, and I can see what the final product is my big thing. I'm not going to, look at, their videos that they have, this is what the game is going to be like when you get it. No, that's not the game.
All right. And, all right. Well, thanks for your call, man.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Take it easy, guys.
Take care.
Thanks, man.
That sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I get where he's coming from. 100%. I don't know if not watching a video is the best way. Like, I have maybe 2 games that I've pre-ordered in the past 2 or 3 years. I just don't care about that extra thing. But I can see how if you were a Rome Total War fan, that you would want those other races to play.
Right.
That is fucked up that they allowed races as pre-order bonuses. Like, that, in my eyes, I'm not a diehard Total War fan, so maybe if you are. But that, to me, is like a red flag of like, holy shit, this game's going to be complete trash.
Yeah.
If they're offering...
Indeed.
Yeah.
All right.
But, again, like I said, I have no interest in that series at all. And I could see how... if they announce the next StarCraft 2 expansion and they said that, well, you got to pre-order. You can't play Protoss. It's like, well, shit. I guess I'm gonna pre-order then.
I'd be like, yes, okay, I'm
Yeah,
gonna have to.
exactly.
All right, we got our next call. We got Eric on the line. What's up, Eric? Welcome to 8 Bits.
Hey, hi JP, hi DJ. Wait,
Hello.
I'm just wondering, with the PlayStation 4 and with the Xbox One eventually adding it in, the ability to obviously stream to Twitch, do you think it's possible that we could see an oversaturation in streamers? In the sense that there's, if everyone suddenly has the ability to do it easily, like something that stops me from streaming is that I perhaps, living in Australia, like living in Melbourne, my internet, unlike my laptop, for whatever reason, it's something that I can't really do. But with the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, it seems like it's going to be accessible for me to do that. So do you think it's possible that perhaps there could just be too many streamers, or like?
You know what? I love this question. You want to know why?
I knew you
Because
would.
I think we can look at history and just see exactly like what is going to happen and what's already kind of happening. Let's like pretend like Twitch doesn't exist anymore, and let's talk about YouTube within its 2 years of inception. Uploading and creating a video when YouTube was first launched, in the first 2 years of YouTube launching, that was something that not your average person could do. There was no phones that automatically took a film and then uploaded that shit. You had to have an editing program. And so, like, it were the people that went out of their way to, okay, I'm going to figure this out, and look at me, I uploaded a video. And then eventually this got easier, and now devices allow you to do it, and now, like 6-year-old girls upload their vlogs all the time. What's happened is, like, the site got so accessible that, yes, there's a saturation, an oversaturation of content. But at the same time, what makes the site successful is that the good content sort of rises to the top. I believe that Twitch is in a similar situation. Yes, you're going to have a ton of channels that are like 7 people watching someone play, this game. But that's okay, because that happens on YouTube all the time. How many videos do they have that have less than 100 views versus how many videos do they have that have 1 million views? I guarantee you there's a shitload more videos that have less than 100 than there are. So, I don't think that anyone should be in fear of like, oh my God, like what happens when all these people come on? If anything, you should be celebrating the fact that there are now more people that could potentially be watching my content, or more people that I could be enjoying this content with. And I think that it grows everything overall. And I like what Savant Fair says, offering diversity. And that's absolutely the case. As we saw when console streaming started to get popular in the first place. Before it was like PC, and 2 guys playing Halo and Call of Duty. Now, fuck, man, what kind of game you want to watch? Because we'll find it on Twitch. Right?
Just another question. Do you think this could have perhaps any effect like MLGs or tournaments? Do you think they could use sort of the PlayStation 4 streaming platform to Twitch part of the tournament, or do you think it'll just remain this user kept like a expert or whatever to take it into like a PC, for example? Or do you think they'll actually use the functionality of a PS4 being able to stream to Twitch like within their tournament?
What do you think, JP? I kind of think no, but
because sometimes it can be cool to sort of see like a first-person perspective, like that kind of a thing. Do you think they'll?
There would be.
Perhaps like like in the sense of like
All right,
So let's just say
hold on. All right. The production guy. Hold on. All right, the production guy in me is coming out, right? And
And you can already pull that without having to stream it.
Yeah, you can pull that without having to stream it, and the IT guy steps up and goes, "So you're fucking telling me that you're gonna stream from 20 fucking PS4s in this venue? Like, fuck you! You're not like, there's no way."
Yeah.
So probably not. But you know what? Maybe there are places that it would be. Like, for example, what if I'm at CES? Or, excuse me, not CES. What if I'm at PAX? What if I'm a little indie developer that has a PS4? I don't have the budget to have a big stream. But you know what? If I have an internet connection, I can still push my game broadcasting through the PS4 like that. The possibilities are there, but I don't see tournaments going, we're just going to broadcast 20 different streams from the PS4 out of here and our official stream.
Yeah.
So,
cool.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Eric, thanks for your call, man.
No worries.
Take care.
Oh wait.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah. See you guys.
All right, bye-bye. Oh, wait. Nope.
I think what?
No, it's just...
I think the cool thing about like at least for me about the streaming is like all of these. I sound like I'm talking down to them, but the amount of people that I follow on Twitter that are game enthusiasts that do not stream are now more inclined to stream just because it's one click, right?
Right.
At least on PS4. So like watching Jeff Keighley fucking play random games, I can do that now because he can just click a button on the PS4.
Right. Whereas before,
He would have to have a pretty elaborate setup.
Yep. Yep. All right, we got another one coming in. We've got Logan on the line. Logan, what's up? Welcome to 8 Bits. Hello.
8 Bits, what's up?
What's up, Logan?
All right, so I'm assuming you guys follow games on Reddit, and this week there's like a little bit of controversy about Titanfall being announced as a 6v6 game.
Yeah.
And then there was like a little bit more of enlightening on NeoGAF from Respawn, talking about how AI and bots are incorporated in the game, and it's kind of like MOBA style, League of Legends with creeps, or Dota with minions, kind of that kind of stuff. So I wanted to see what you guys thought about that. And,
what was the first part?
The 6v6 is announced as the official game mode, and you can't mod Titanfall, right? So it's just like enforced, like Dota or League style, So people can't be off with their own like 32 versus 32 deathmatch server or something crazy like that. It's got to be 6v6. I just wanted to see what you guys thought about that kind of thing.
I have a couple of opinions, JP. So first, I guess my first opinion is that I'm actually quite glad that they've put a cap on it. And the reason why is because if this game does want to have any sort of competitive chance at all, then it can't be any larger than 6 versus 6 on a team. So that's one thing.
Yeah.
That's one thing to take in consideration. I'm not sure if it takes away from the overall game if it can't be like 24-24, 32-32. But I imagine that, again, like I feel like they want this game to competitively be able to have a chance. And so I wonder how much that plays into, it plays into the whole 6v6 aspect of it. The whole like no bots AI thing, that I don't know. That to me just sounds like, yo, man, we got to ship this game, and it's a multiplayer game, and we've kind of been saying that from the start. So, I guess I wasn't too alarmed by this, and maybe even more like, oh, okay, well, that's actually good.
There was I think you might have referenced this, caller, but there's an article on Polygon where they went back and actually talked about the fact that, yes, it is 6v6 for a total of 12 real players on the maps, but they said that there would be up to 50 things on the map, which includes the 12 players, which includes AI combats, and also includes Titans. So I think that's the headline they should have gone with instead of 6v6. Because 50 NPC, or whatever you want to call them, 50 avatars, 50 characters, whatever, is a lot more impressive. But also at the same time, they kind of come into a weird place right now in the FPS genre where Battlefield 4 Sports, 64 at the most? I think, is it 64 on PS4? I think that's right.
I don't know what it is on the PS4. Just
something crazy like that.
It supports a large amount of players, right? And you've got things like PlanetSide 2, which is just like supporting like thousands. And then you've got like this next big leap for someone that's trying to reinvent FPSs, which I think is actually something that comes from their marketing team. And they're like, all right, guys, we're doing 6v6. I can see how a lot of people would see that and they're like, shit. Like, God damn it, that's so little people. I have more than 12 friends. What are you guys thinking? I'm so not hyped for this game anymore. But for me, if it still delivers on like a good FPS experience and the multiplayer is fun, I'm fine with that. Like, it doesn't matter to me. You don't need more people to have more fun. You just need good gameplay. And so if the gameplay is good,
good point.
And there's a lot of people on the forums that are quick to like circle jerk this, like, or hate circle jerk, I guess is the best way to say it. It's like, oh my God, 6v6, the sky is falling. Like, fucking just wait till March, guys. We'll see if it actually is that bad when it hits March. I don't think it's going to be bad. I think it's going to be awesome. But that's my take on it.
I actually think this might be better for the game overall. It's just my personal opinion that when you have a game with like a focused game mode and like I'm not gonna say people are forced into a game mode, but people are like more like suggested to play a certain game mode. You're funneling like more of your casual fan base, and like everyone's playing the same game, so you're able to have like if you ever have a pro scene, you're gonna have more spectators for that pro scene. I guess that's really biased for me because I enjoy competitive gaming, so it kind of is a benefit of that. But it also is a drawback for those people who like to noob it up in those big ass servers with random ass snipers. You know, people just getting shot like crazy. Like there's like no focus or vision for the game mode. So I think it's better like that, personally. And there are some people in the chat saying that you can mod it because it's on the source engine. You actually can't. There's been some release information that says there's no modding. So there's that.
All right.
I'm sure someone will get the source files and blah blah blah, and eventually a year from now they'll try to do it. But yeah, we'll have to see. I think what I'm most I don't think worried's the right word. Maybe just interested to see is like what happens after release. Like how do they support that game after release?
Right.
Is it more game modes? Is it more Titans? Because Titans, I can kind of see how they would go. It's an EA game, right? So you could fucking do DLC Titans. And like if that factors into like, well, this Titan's fucking the best Titan in the game, but you have to pay $10 extra for it. Like that would kind of suck. But we'll see.
Oh, well. All right. Logan, hey, thanks for your call, man.
Have a nice day. Peace out.
Peace.
Thanks,
All right.
Logan.
Let's try to take one more here before we wrap things up. We got area code 612. Hello, welcome to 8 Bits. What's up?
Hello.
Hello.
This is DD the Shmee. A question for comment for JP. Hurry up and finish so that you can join Dayline. He's waiting for you.
Okay, I will hurry up and finish. Thank you for the
I love your show. I'm a subscriber, JP, and keep on having fun.
Thank you, man. I thought this was going a really different route. Thank you so much.
Thanks, man. Take care.
I got pretty nervous there. I was about to be like, well, time to hang up on this call. See you guys later.
I got your back, JP. I'm
fucking
pretty good
just
at
hit
that.
the eject button on my seat.
What are you playing with
We're playing PlanetSide 2 today. You're welcome to join, by the way.
Okay. We got area code 215. Last caller of the day. What's up? Welcome to 8 Bits.
Hey, this is. Am I live right now?
You're live.
You're live.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, I wrote a little question for you guys.
Okay, what's up?
Dear Gentleman Wheat and Supreme Lord of the Nerds JP, being two of my favorite celebrities, I first want to say thank you for everything you do and entertaining me since I discovered Twitch. Although it saddens me to see JP take a step back from StarCraft. The Metal Gear Solid series has always been my benchmark of graphics and quality gaming on consoles. I do not play many console games anymore, but I'm wondering your opinions on what games you thought were the true benchmarks of showing the system's graphical possibilities for the PlayStation 1, 2, and 3. And also, I must ask JP how many days played in WoW he had, if he can topple my 700-plus days on my main. Much love and Godspeed.
Awesome. All right, first off, JP, time played on WoW, 700 days.
I don't actually know, but the reason I don't know is because I've had so many different accounts. And I've also made some financial acquisitions from said accounts. So I'll probably have you beat in that regard. You might have me beat. 700 days is a lot. But that's only 2 years. I don't know. I honestly don't know, man. I don't know my total time played.
All right. So then the second part of the question, which I loved, I don't think I've ever necessarily heard this question asked, but like, what games do you feel like define the graphical prowess of the PlayStation consoles 1, 2, and 3? I think 3 is probably the easiest one to go after because, frankly, I think a game like The Last of Us is really pushing
something by Naughty Dog
as far as it possibly can. And I would
the train
also,
level on Uncharted 2 though is probably one of the most memorable.
Yeah. Even all the fire in Uncharted 2, like I would definitely put that game up there. So the harder ones though are PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2. And I would probably say that
PlayStation 2's got to go like Shadow of the Colossus or something.
Shadow of the Colossus. I would even put the last God of War game on there.
You might have actually a winner right there. I forgot about that. That was Zeus, right? That was God of War 2.
Yeah, God of War 2.
Looked great.
For PlayStation 1, I would have to say, I would probably have to say like Final Fantasy 9 and like the last Tekken. I think Tekken 3, maybe even Tekken Tag, were all really solid on the PlayStation 1.
I can't even remember a fucking PlayStation 1 game. I was gonna say like Jumping Flash, but that game looked like ass when it first came out.
Jumping Flash? Are you kidding me? That was like first gen too.
Yeah, dude, Jumping Flash was sick.
I mean, I'm trying to think like the games that at the end, Vagrant Story.
So just all the Square Enix lineup.
Yeah, basically is like everything.
They were kind of like the best looking games back then. That's for sure.
I mean, Final Fantasy VIII, Chrono Cross, Cypher.
Chrono Cross is good.
But yeah, Einhander. That was
I forgot
also
about that game.
a Square Enix game. But yeah, PlayStation 2, I think it's just God of War come to mind. Oh, the level 5 games like Rogue Galaxy. Rogue Galaxy was really awesome. Let me just,
what was their other one? Something Cloud.
Yeah, Dark Cloud 1 and 2.
Dark Cloud was pretty. It was pretty, yeah.
Yeah, here we go. This is solid for PlayStation 2. I gotta say, it was like a cell shaded game, but for that time, I mean, Dragon's Quest 8 was also in there at the end. I guess this is Rogue Galaxy 1 too.
I think when you start talking about graphic quality of PS1 games, you really start looking at like how good was the cinematics team of Square Enix on which game.
Right. Yeah, you do.
Because those were the impressive things, like seeing like Final Fantasy VIII intro or stuff like that was always impressive. Or Final Fantasy VII intro, like that zoom out Midgard, like all that stuff. Yeah, I think that's good. the answer.
All right. Well, hey, callers, thank you for your calls today. We appreciate it. Next week, we're actually not going to be having an 8-bits. I will be off there. I will be actually streaming something, but I'll give you more information about that. I'll be out of town, though. And tomorrow, we have R&D.
Yep.
At 4?
4 EST.
4 EST. On Sunday...
Got Dark Heresy.
We do.
At
5
EST.
5 EST is what I meant to say.
I think.
Yeah. Awesome.
I think.
Woo-hoo.
Fuck it. We'll see what happens. I don't actually know when that... I think that's stuff. 4 and 5 R&D and then Dark Heresy. And tomorrow's like, I guess, a premiere episode of R&D. So we're jumping into... Yeah. I've kind of like used this term since you started using it last week.
Right?
Cycle.
Yeah.
We're going into Cycle 2.
Like that shit? You want to know where who I fucking stole that shit from?
America's Next Top Model.
Yeah, fucking Tyra Banks, baby. But it makes so much sense. It actually makes so much sense.
I also think it's how British talk about their shows. I think they say cycle.
Maybe that's where they can steal it from.
I don't know. We had a lot of Brits call in today. I hope those are British accents. Maybe I'm just hard hearing. But you guys let us know if that's actually called cycle. But yeah, we've got the start of Cycle 2 tomorrow. We've got a brand new game, which we'll reveal in the opening of the show. And we've also got a brand new cast member in Day 9. He's going to be joining us, which should be fun. Should be fun. I think everyone knows their classes. Are you sticking with what you said?
Yep.
Okay.
I am. I've been practicing.
Yeah?
I'm ready.
I think I'm upping the ante once again.
Awesome. Well, I'm super excited about
because
this.
I have a voice suite, but I also have a prop.
Oh God. Oh God. Now I'm gonna have to start cosplaying during.
I know the next step is that we're all gonna fucking dress up. I'm gonna turn on the cameras, and we're just all gonna be dressed up. Fucking chairs.
Oh my
That's
god.
the next step.
I can't wait.
That's the next step.
Fun. Awesome.
So that'll
All
be
right.
a lot of fun tomorrow. I'm excited to see where that campaign goes. Sean actually was trying to get me to give him the class that I'm playing. But
I heard about that.
I stood strong, and now he's playing.
Jen wanted me to do the same as well, but I was like, nope, I'm already.
The class that okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know the class was popular.
Yeah.
I have been practicing the voice, like you were saying. Every day when I get in my car to drive and I'm alone and I can make stupid voices, I do it.
That's when I do it too in the shower.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah. I went in. I did the test like earlier this week. I went to a Subway and did the voice the entire way through. And I go there almost every other day. So the people inside were like, what the fuck is actually going on? I told them that I'm a voice actor and I was preparing for a new role.
Nice.
So I totally BS my way through that. But we'll see. We'll see. That all kicks off tomorrow at 4 EST. And like I said, it's myself, Wheat, Maggie, Steve, the usual R&D cast, and then special guest Day 9, who will be joining us for 4, possibly 5 sessions moving forward. So
I can't wait. It's gonna be a blast.
excited. And then I'll probably fucking play more DayZ tonight. I'm gonna be playing PlanetSide 2 all day with Day 9 on his day off. So if you guys want to play, the game's free to play. It takes about I don't know, it takes a fucking long time. It's a 20 gig download. So if you guys want to play, start downloading.
Get on it now. Yeah, you better get on it.
5 hours left on his day off. But it's completely open. The squads support like 60 players or whatever. So
Get on it. All right.
There you go.
I don't have much to say other than hopefully you'll stop by and check out Roleplay R&D and Roleplay Dark Heresy. You can check out @RealRoleplay on Twitter for more times on that. I will be streaming today. I don't know that I'll be able to join you guys because I have some work to do before I can hop on the interwebs. Tomorrow I'll be streaming prior to R&D. I'm going to try to finish Call of Juarez, and then I'll be doing Rig Sunday on Sunday as well. So thank you guys for joining us for another episode of 8-Bits, and a shout out to Jeff Green, who joined us for the first hour of the show. VODs will be up on youtube.com/itmeJP. Otherwise, if you're a subscriber, you'll be able to watch them as soon as we go off the air. So we'll see you next time, guys. Thanks once again for joining us. This has been another episode of 8-Bits. We're out of here. Peace.
bye.